Ready?
Yeah.
Right, welcome everybody to our Events Committee meeting. First agenda item is apologies for absence.
I've had apologies from Councillor Dan Taylor, and we've had no apologies for Councillor Ethan Penny, so she's absent.
Okay, and Dan has issues with childcare, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so is everybody happy to accept apologies from Dan?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Next item is declarations of interest, non-pecuniary and pecuniary. So if anybody has any declarations of interest, if they can make them known either now or as we get to that item on the agenda. Next item is minutes from the previous meeting on the 12th of June. Has everybody seen these minutes?
Yes, we've got a minute.
Is everybody happy that they're a true record? If so,
Yes,
can I have a
yes,
proposer and a seconder, please?
Yep.
John proposes?
Propose, please.
Yeah, and Sandra seconding. I really agreed.
Aye.
There we go. This is back to you. The next meeting, next item on the meeting is update on the Remembrance Parade and the road closures. So if I can pass that over to you, Jack.
Yeah, I've finally today got the information through from the Royal British Legion. There seems to have been some changes to the road closure procedures since the last time, but I'm going to discuss with John Spencer to see where we need to put the road closure in force from and the diversions in, but it will be in hand and be done. So
And what date have we got as
14th.
deadline? 14th of this month?
no, it's 14th of November.
November.
Yeah, I know, but yeah.
But, so it has to be done by about the 15th of August.
15th of August.
So we've got 13.
13 weeks.
Fine, so we've got some time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's nothing else on that one that we need to...
I presume we're tying in with the church on this because Rosamond will have left by then. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
So I don't know
yeah,
who.
Nick has, yeah.
I don't think there'll be a new vicar in place, so it could be.
I spoke to her today, actually.
Hmm?
I spoke to her today.
Rosamond.
Roslyn, yeah.
Yeah, she's
Time.
Yeah, she's retiring.
Yeah, well, that's all in hand. We will be
Yeah.
liaising with all the groups that need to be liaised with, and whoever is there at the time will deal with it. Depending
Yeah.
on...
We'll have to, because obviously the council will have to make some, we'll get down to that.
Okay, so the next item is to confirm and agree the final details of the car show. So, if we can go through everything bit by bit. Sam, firstly, apologies, I didn't ignore you, but I've been away for 3 days.
That's
Your
all right,
email, I can't get emails where I went, so I didn't see it. So if you can just briefly outline what you sent to me
Yeah, so
or everybody else.
I went to a activity at the Victory Hall held by somebody called the Balloon House, or the where is it? The Bounce House, and they hold all these different bounce castles.
Oh,
They've
right.
got a lot in their remit, and I just sent a cheeky message and said, would you be interested? And he said, major event, I will have a look to see what we got booked. I need to supply a member of staff to man them for the day. Would there be power supply? He said he's found a member of staff that's willing to do it. I've sent him further messages, but he hasn't replied. I said that we've got the meeting today,
Right.
and to try and to see if he would want to charge the people
Yeah.
on the day, or to charge us, or how, if he just do it for free, because he's trying to get
Yeah.
more advertising for the business, and these are good events for him to do.
Yeah.
So I am unfortunately just waiting on a reply from that, but he does sound interested, and it'd probably just be a couple of things for the kids to have a jump on, but it's just
Fine.
another addition to the
Yeah.
event.
Providing that they can provide a member of staff,
Yeah.
I'm happy that if you can liaise and
Yeah.
come back and let us know,
But as soon as I get something, I'll pass it on to you, and then I'll liaise with him.
because we haven't got the manpower
No.
to man it, so they would have to be there to man it.
Yep.
And then it's up to them how, we have no budget.
Yeah,
either,
this is
so
what I shall
you know,
push through with
Yeah.
him when I speak to him. But
So
yeah, hopefully
if
be in
you
touch as soon as possible. And
If
then
you
I
can
shall.
deal with that one, power supply would be an issue then.
It would.
Yeah, because we're already utilising as much of the power supplies as we have got.
Oh right.
because we don't want to overload the system.
Right.
So if he's got generators, that's great, but if not,
Then
we would have to, we'd have to talk again with Parks Manager to see what we can sort out.
Okay.
So I would have thought that they would have had some form of generator for some of them, because if they're going to outdoor events, a lot of them don't have power supply,
That's
do
true.
they? So,
I can only ask.
yeah, if I leave that with you,
Yeah.
and then if you just come back on that one. Now, everything else is in place. We've got, obviously, all of the car spaces booked. We have now got another food van, which is fish and chips, so they are going to be attending on the day. I have got their food hygiene, so I will forward that to you. Everybody else, I just now need to go back to them and make sure and get confirmation that they are all coming. So I'm going to do that this weekend. So if there's any cancellations, then we'll revert to the reserves list for the cars and fill the gap, because I don't want any gaps on the day. So that's my aim for the weekend, is to go back to everybody. Once I've got confirmation from all of the food stores that they are still attending, then I'm going to be having a meeting with Parks Manager and hopefully with you, Jan, if you're available next week, so that we can map out exactly where everybody is going to go, so we all are aware of who's going to be where, and what electricity is going to be supplied from where, so that we've got it all in place and go through the risk assessment with the Parks Manager so that he's on board for the day. Then really the only other thing we now need to make sure of is that we have got all the contact details that we need from people. I've got one more for you, which
Did you see
yes, I did. So obviously we have put names on the contact list for people that we believe are going to be available on the day. If you are not available on the day, if you can let us know, or if you are available on the day, if you're only available certain time slots, if you can let us know, please, by Monday, really, ideally, so that we know what we're doing. I will ask full council on Monday night whether there's anybody else that is able to come.
I can be pretty fluid because I live just over the road from the park.
Yeah.
I
think if we work out which time slots we've got less people then, and then come back to you and say if you're available between X and Y.
Because I've invited people. There's a meet-up group just started in the area, and they've put it on their list of one of the venues they're going to have for their meet-up.
Right.
You know, I just said to them, well, I probably won't be able to join you, but I'll be
Okay.
there.
Well, if we work out what we'll do,
I can be pretty flexible, put it that way, because I live so close.
Yeah.
I mean, if needs be, I can bring my dogs for a walk with me and do something, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just really making sure that, I mean, obviously, the crucial times are going to be arrival times and leaving times, because we've got to make it safe for traffic moving around. So that will be absolutely crucial, and setting up so that we're not just leaving the Parks Manager on his own in the park to make sure that everybody's in the right positions. He will need a bit of a hand to make sure that's happening. So
What time are we actually meeting as a group?
we are aiming to, anybody that is arriving as a business, we're asking them to come from 10 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
So there'll be people down there from 9,
Right.
and I would like to do a briefing for everybody 9:30.
9:30, okay.
That if you are going to be stewarding, whether it's only just for an hour or whatever, if you can come for 9:30, just to do a quick briefing.
I might struggle for 9:30.
Okay, well, we'll
9:30.
let you know the details of, yes, 9:30.
Yeah.
So that everybody is aware of, they'll have everything they need, so they'll have the contacts that they need and the procedures that they need to be following, etc.
Yeah. One more, madam. Oh, sorry. What's the order address? Maybe a silly question, but
you obviously,
casual.
something, casual, comfortable,
Something
and you will have,
If you feel like it, you wear them.
and then you'll be issued with high vis.
Yeah, gotcha.
Obviously, if you're a steward, you'll have to have high vis on.
Yeah, have you got it?
Yes,
Yeah,
we've
we've
got
got
those. Yeah.
Large ones.
We've got different sizes.
Okay, madam, thank you very much, yeah.
I've started a checklist, so have you got, for everybody to have you got in your phone the number of the next person on the list?
Yeah.
Has everybody got your and my number in there?
Yeah.
I'm going to get some sanitizer for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Are you wearing your high vis? Have you familiarised yourself with the event layout?
Yeah.
Do you know the emergency procedure and assembly point and other things like the adding to
If
that?
there's signage and stuff, that, because we obviously need the QR codes, don't we?
Yeah.
Bits and pieces. I'm happy to get those all done this weekend, all the different signs and stuff, and then
Just
we
so we can get them printed.
we can get them printed.
But we will, if it's A3, we just need to use your A3 laminator. If we're doing any A3
We can do A3
signs.
printing, but
We've got those really thick pouches.
yeah.
Okay. So we'll need to do that, obviously, and get those up. We're aiming to get those up on potentially Saturday evening, aren't we?
Yeah, we'll put the signage up the night
If
before.
it's that
and
way.
then- Yeah.
Sandra,
I took all the posters round.
Thank you.
They're on give now.
thank you.
What's happening over the toilets?
That's what I was just about. Did we check?
The toilets are going to be checked by the parks manager. That's something that we'll be looking or discussing with him this week, and they will be opened on the day from around about 10:30
Yeah.
until 4:30-ish.
Will they be cleaned thoroughly
Yes,
before they're
I'm
opened?
going to be going in on Saturday and doing that myself if necessary.
Well, I'll give you a hand if you let me know.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
I won't use my own mop and bucket, but
No.
if there's something there,
Yeah.
and you let me know, I'll come
Yeah.
and give you a hand. But I'm quite happy to go in and check that there's toilet rolls and
Fine.
hand sanitizer
Yeah.
from time to time.
Perfect. Yes, so that is, I will check them on the Saturday and then they'll be locked up again, so they'll be ready to go on the Sunday.
Yeah, just let me know. And can I ask another thing? Did we get a donation for the band?
I have got somebody that, in fact, there's a message on my answer phone, I need to ring them tomorrow, local business that is, they won't obviously be funding the whole thing, but they are willing to do something, but I don't know exactly what at this precise moment, so.
Have you seen that car vinyl thing, which I've only just noticed down the Muse?
Yes, they
Yes.
are doing something.
They are.
Yes.
I've never seen that shop signage before in
Yeah.
my life, and it just sprung out at me the other day, and I thought I didn't know if you'd
Yeah.
spoken
Yes.
to them.
They are doing their own sort. Well, it's part and parcel of the same event, but because they are not going to come and bring their cars into the car
Mhm.
park, they're asking people that they've previously done cars for to kind of gather them together and do a bit of an open day thing.
Excellent.
So I've shared that on Facebook.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, that's what that is. Then.
And then that kind of just extends the event a bit bigger.
And have you seen that the WI Hall have got an event on
Yes.
the same day?
Yes.
Have we liaised with them?
They know about our event, as
Because it
far
could
as
be
I'm aware,
multi, it
but
could be
we can,
beneficial.
Yeah,
couldn't it, to
I
them?
can talk to them again. We have had confirmation that we can use the car park for the UAH for overspill.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So I will, I'll contact the caretaker this week and organise times that it needs to be opened. And we again will be doing signage as people come off the A17 so they know that they can park in there and walk, rather than trying to go all the way along and then finding they can't.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, man. I missed something, I think. Did you say you're going to put something out on Saturday night?
potentially we'll get all the signage up. Because we need
what
to.
time are you meeting?
I don't know, to be fair, I can contact you, I can let you know.
Yeah, give us a ring.
Yeah.
mate.
Because we've got bollards, like cones that need to go up to
Yeah.
stop people coming into the car park. So that'll all be
Will they be all right going out?
Okay, so we
they're going to have to be, because
Yeah, it's
the,
a bit of a push to
the
do it
car
the next
park,
morning.
well, the car park will be locked. They
Yeah.
won't be able to get in, but I don't want them
Right.
coming down the roadway. Because if they come and park in the roadway, then that messes
Yeah,
us up
yeah.
completely. So there'll be a sign and bollards saying car park closed.
So wait you
At the
call on,
end.
excuse me, wait you call on that one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we'll hopefully get some of that done on the Saturday night so that we're ready to go.
Don't ring me at midnight, will
I won't.
No, once it's dark, I turn into a pumpkin.
So I think that is pretty much everything. Can't think of anything off the top of my head. Oh, yes, there
Did
was
we
one other thing.
Contact Tesco's and Boys.
No, I haven't. That's this week's job. I wanted to do that right at the last minute
Yeah.
so that I get the right person at the right time
Right.
and just let them know that it's happening. We have had another contact yesterday asking about, they have battery operated jeeps for children and track, but they need 40 to 60 foot, and I need to go back to them and just see whether, if it has to be hard standing, we haven't got any hard standing left, so they won't. If it is, then we can't have them.
Right, no.
If they could do it on grass, then we could potentially use the area right near the pathway and the main gate, potentially.
Have you thought out where you're planning to put things?
Yes.
Yeah,
You have a very
we've got a rough plan in the drive.
Do you want to see it?
If you wouldn't mind, just to give me, because I obviously have.
The car park is allocated pretty much. We've got.
Yeah, so the car park's
start
there,
on.
the rest of it's going
But
to
the
have
rest
to
of
be.
it is allocated. I mean, again, because we are
Depending
still in
on the electricity.
COVID, we will need to space things slightly more because you've got to allow people to gather a little bit.
Yeah.
So we've got to think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Can you remember?
Oh, no. Here we are, car park.
Site plan, yeah.
So there it is. So that's coming in from the car park. First aid is there, van's there, strong man.
Did we manage to get some
Emergency
first aid?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That looks about right, isn't it?
But we've got to think about where the electricity supply is coming from, you see, and it needs
Where
to
is
be.
the electricity supply coming from?
Well,
We've got some from the Bowls Club and some from the Park Bungalow. So
Right.
then it's limiting the crossing where people have got to go over wires for obviously health and safety.
That's what Mr. Worth does, isn't it?
Yeah, because there is nowhere else that we can access electricity, and obviously if you've got multiple people coming off of one supply, then you've got to be a little bit mindful that you can't overload it.
How much is a generator?
I wouldn't like to say, but it's...
I think you
maybe
can
something.
hire them from, that place at Spalding that hires out tools.
Yeah, you can.
They hire
But it
them.
might be worth, which is what we were talking about PR, is actually having things in reserves. That,
Yeah,
so we
for
keep doing these
yes,
for
yeah,
function,
yeah.
we need to be able to
So
supply
that
our
would
own
go into our
electricity.
budgeting
So,
for next year.
yeah.
Because that would be more useful.
I think having a generator would be very useful for us.
I can't remember the name of them now, but they're on that industrial
Chislets.
estate.
Chislets.
That's it, but I'm 99% sure when I was hiring things from there that they've got generators.
Yes,
And they're not very
No.
expensive actually, they're not bad.
Yeah, well, we can look into the costs of that another year, but those that have requested electricity,
You
we
managed to
are
start.
sorted. But beyond that, really, everybody's got to supply their own, so if, you know, nobody else has asked for electricity, so if they turn up on the day and they're expecting it, then
They won't have it.
no. So, entrances, obviously we are still under COVID regulations, so we do have to have QR codes on each entrance, and we do have to have facilities for people to put their contact details down if they haven't got the app, so that will be set up on the day, and hand sanitizer there. Do we want to use all of the entrances, or are we going to close one of them off? So you'll have obviously the main entrance to the park will be open. The entrance between Boston Road car park and the park will be open.
Is there any need for the far one where the bowls club
Where the
off
toilets
path
are.
is?
Well, that's what
Is there any need for
What do you
that
want
to
to
be
do?
open?
Well, to be honest, a lot of people will use the park still who are not coming to the event. So I think cutting that off is not always the best option.
No, I
to be
think
honest.
the thing is you could class that because it's so far away.
It's not part
It's
of
not
it,
an entrance to the event.
It's,
no.
it's something that is just an entrance to the
Yeah.
park.
Yeah.
And so you could, if you wanted, you put a barrier up with you. I don't suppose you've got it, but that is just it always annoys me when it should, because to me it's unnecessary for it to be shut. And there's dog walkers and whatever else, isn't
Yeah.
there? So,
I think we've got to just put them in key positions or something.
but
Yeah.
this QR code, I mean, I've been to a fair few events. Because it's an outdoor event, you don't need a QR code.
We do.
You do.
We can't run the event without according to district, so we have to do it. And
Okay.
we had a bit of an issue around certain things that we were told that we would have to put in place, which was going to make things very difficult, but now we've got that resolved. So
Right.
anything to be
Yeah.
on the right side, we will do.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that I can think of is that you're going to put them up, you'll have the table and everything set up with your QR codes and
Do you need
everything
something there to take the
No,
details?
you don't. As long as you need pen and paper and hand sanitizer, you don't have to man it. So,
The only thing that I'm thinking with that is data protection. I mean, if I write
Yes,
my phone number and my name
exactly.
down, somebody has my details, I don't feel comfortable with that in
No.
this
The only
business.
thing we could have like a little box and you put your details down.
Yeah,
and shove
that's
it in there.
probably better, because
That's
there will
probably
be
better.
certain people that don't have
Because
it.
we've got to provide paper alternatives for people. The
Mm.
actual QR code and hand sanitizer is fine, but yeah, we'll probably just have to.
I'm surprised that you have to, for an outdoor event, you have to have the QR codes.
yeah, well,
But if that's what they've said, if that's what they've dictated,
Yeah.
that's what they did. What about the in and out? That was the thing, wasn't it?
no,
We had to have separate
they're not
entrances and
saying
exits.
that's an issue.
No.
It's just on each of the entrances we do need the QR codes and stuff. So it just
I think
What
we're
we
using those
determine
to,
is
you
the-
can stick a QR code there, but you'd assume that people aren't really going to use that.
A lot of people will not use them. I see.
So whether it's got to be there, and as long as it's there.
If it's
then
there, it's there.
people can
That's
choose what they do.
Choice.
well, if we print off loads of them, then even, we could just dot them around different places, even not in the entrances, just to encourage people to scan it. Yeah.
I think people are thinking, oh, it's all going to be lifted tomorrow, so
true.
and it's open,
But-
it's open air and
From
Yeah.
our point of view, we
Yeah, as
have
long as
to
you've covered
provide
that.
it.
yeah, no,
Covered it, then
we've got
that's-
to be seen to provide it.
Yeah,
that's
we've
the
got to
main
tick the
thing.
box, haven't we? And then
So, yes, so that will be everything there. So if, I don't think there's anything else that I can think of at the minute. If there's anything else, I'll email everybody out just to remind. So if we meet in the car park at 9:30, anybody that isn't able to be there, and if you are coming later,
I'll just come
yeah, but
as soon as I can.
yeah, if you can't for whatever reason, if you do come later, if you either find myself or Jan, then we can give you all the information that you need while you're there.
yeah, I mean most of the information
I might
is
have
to
to-
do with getting the cars in there.
For their walk then, round the park,
Yeah.
quickly in there and then back again.
How many stewards do you need? Has it
We've-
been numbered up?
No, they haven't specified, but we've got 15 of them.
Yeah.
On the list.
16.
Yeah.
Do we have 16 people who are willing to do
Yeah.
it? We do.
Yeah.
We've got names of 16 people.
That's excellent.
Obviously
don't
they're
have to
not
have
all there at all
16.
times,
No.
because then people have got to have breaks
Mm.
and whatever, but we will need
What's
several
the
there
name?
at the beginning,
Right.
and definitely
And at the end.
several at the end.
Right. So they
Because we need to get
yeah,
people
to get
out
people there.
safely, for setting up and
Mhm.
leaving. During the actual event, there'll be little or no movement other than pedestrian movement.
But
Yeah,
several of
that's
the
not the thing,
several
is
of the
it?
stewards are actually bringing their cars, so they will be
They
there
will
for the
be,
whole
they're
day.
there.
So,
So that's how we've,
but really, it's getting the people in and then getting them out again.
And
That's
I
the
can
main
commit myself to the after,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
getting people
Is
out.
there any suggestions about security because there's drinking?
there's nothing been flagged up, and it has been to,
I mean, we've done the temporary events notice, so
Yeah, so
it
they
allows
said-
drinking on the premises and also off the premises. Tick both boxes.
It's just one of those risk assessment things that if somebody is drunk, what is going to happen if
Oh,
there is
it's
a
in the
fight?
risk assessment.
Yeah.
I've got a risk assessment for a risk assessment.
Risk assessment for risk assessment. Not that you would assume there'd be a huge amount of drink, but whenever there's alcohol involved, unfortunately,
Yeah.
you never know.
That's the-
Will there be plenty of bins bearing in mind as food and drink? And I bet they use plastic glasses if they're serving drink.
there will be
Yeah.
bins available wherever we have bins,
Mm.
and each individual food retailer
And ask
will
them
be
to
asked to,
responsible.
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and clear whatever they can.
Just
before
make
they
sure the
leave.
bins are completely empty before the event, and then it should be okay.
Yeah.
Nobody asked Councillor Carter if she wishes to attend.
I will contact her.
What about the MP? Not that he will probably be interested, but it might be nice to invite. As it's our first parish council event, it's going to be
Yeah.
seen as a bit of a thing.
There's not a football match on that day, is there?
No.
There is in the evening.
That's-
Oh, no, sorry, no.
No, that's this Sunday,
That's
Doug.
weekend,
Yeah, it's this
yeah. I'm
Sunday.
sorry, I'm on
I
weekend
have a
myself.
fixture or anything like that would be a bit.
You might feel like that.
There might be
Yeah,
something.
sorry, yeah.
Oh, I think it might be the Grand Prix that Sunday. I don't think that will really affect many people. Okay, so do you want me to contact our MP then?
I think it'd be nice to invite him because I mean,
Mm.
it's a little bit of, I suppose, prestige in a strange way, isn't it? It's a shame we don't know anybody famous, proper famous. Does nobody know anybody proper famous? No,
Sorry?
No, not off the top of my
famous.
Anybody famous in
That's a
this area?
celebrity.
Not anymore.
No. Did email
John
you know
Hayes.
people who are famous.
Get John Hayes on
Who? John Hayes? Yeah, that's what we were talking
Yeah, I
about.
I've put it under public disorder.
Public disorder.
it. Someone from South London, Anthony Newton.
It needs to be somebody that is recognisable in the town, doesn't it? If we're going to have anybody, I mean, it's not about.
Because you were thinking about awards, did you find somebody?
Yes,
Jeff
no,
Cates.
yeah.
Mr. Cates.
No.
No.
Oh,
No.
no, Jeff Cates won't.
No, because he does another thing.
It's probably a bit
Yeah,
late
but
to
I've
start.
got somebody to judge.
You've got somebody to judge,
isn't it?
Yeah. So,
Excellent.
I will have a think, and I don't know whether, there was a couple of people that do lower levels of racing that
Yeah.
are local. That
This is
maybe-
it. I mean, it's just a face that probably some of the old boys who've got the cars might be
Yeah.
interested in. I mean, I don't mind emailing people, so I emailed his name Guy Martin. That's
Yeah.
obviously he's from
Yes.
Grimsby.
Yeah.
And then I emailed Jamie Vardy because he lives in the area. Lives reasonably close.
Yeah, he
Nobody
does.
ever gets back in touch with you, but if you don't send the email, you don't get nothing, do you?
No.
We did that with Bruce Forsyth once for a science last meeting.
Well, this is it. You've got to do it, haven't you? But I don't think there's anybody else reasonably famous
If there's
around.
anything that I
What about
think
your
I
book?
would do.
The racing driver book.
What, Terry
Young
Wilson?
lad, his granddaughter, his grandson.
Yeah, but that's bikes.
Yeah, it's motorbike.
Yeah, no, he's probably been
Car people are interested in motorbikes, I don't know.
Well, some are, some are not, but they are very much into that type of racing, and it doesn't spill over into the car side.
Chairman of Southampton tomorrow.
I don't think that's necessary.
Lewis Hamilton.
We'll think about it, we'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
So, I think that's everything for the day. If anybody thinks of anything that they're unsure about, just email, anything you wanted to.
Do we need to think of anything we need to do on a Monday as a clearer sort out?
I think we'll definitely need to obviously do the clear of the area, but it might be useful to do a debrief, just to see what went right, what went wrong, if there was any issues.
It's a good idea.
We can do that either via email or whatever, can't we really?
If
Rather
anybody
than
notices
organising
anything, yeah.
Yeah, if anybody thinks that there was something that could have done better, or
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the next time.
so that we are aware of it, or if any member of the public comes to you and says, well,
Yeah.
that was either good, bad or whatever, just feed it all back, because it's important that we get it right
Yeah.
as much as we can.
Are we going to have bucket rattlers there?
I am hoping that we can do some sort of donations for
Yeah.
people. If anybody wants to donate,
I
then
think it's
they
always good to
can
have
do.
some opportunity, not thrust in the face, because obviously
Yeah.
this is purely an event
Yeah.
for the people of Holbeach, but
If they wanted
people
to.
might wish to donate. So
For those that weren't at Open Spaces meeting, I have one of the local businesses that is coming. They are doing a raffle of a push bike,
right.
and all the money that they raise on the day will go towards the disabled swing.
That's
or
useful.
good.
swing for disabled children.
Yes, let's make sure that it's.
Yes, yeah. So that is good.
Yeah.
That at least there's something there that is going to be.
I'll
Maybe
advertise
attractive.
that on Facebook
Yeah.
just before the event.
It's a shame we couldn't have done our own raffle, really. But I
Well,
mean,
you
I
can-
know the
yeah,
shops
yeah,
are being,
yeah,
they're being
yeah.
smashed at the
I think
moment,
we've
but-
got nothing much to raffle apart from donating bits. I mean, a
Yeah.
bike for an event like that is going to be better than
Yeah.
stuff that we're going to come up with, isn't it? So.
I think if on the back of it, if we are doing donation bucket for anybody that wants to give, if it is specified that it's going towards play equipment.
So
there
we're
would
not doing
be-
it for the council, we're doing it for Friends of the Park, I mean, is that what?
Well, it would, everything that would be raised by donations would go towards equipment for
The equipment for the park.
the park.
Yeah.
Right,
In
so I think
one.
it's big for the people to know that what they're
Yeah.
donating
So we're on the
for.
bucket, we can
Yeah,
put
for the
what
park.
it's for.
Yeah, the,
And then at least some people that are maybe just passing through might just pop in a
Yeah.
little bit, it's
Yeah.
up to them. But there'll be no pressure on anybody.
no,
to
no
do
pressure,
so.
but it's always nice to have the ability to.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Okay, so that's that one done. The next event in August, we decided on the yard sale. We have started promoting it, but only a little bit so far. I think we've got, at last count, I think we've got about 6 people, so it still needs to be pushed a bit. Obviously,
There's a lot of people go on holiday.
exactly, and
You know,
that's what I'm thinking.
Children are on school
Yeah.
holidays.
So maybe we will have to gauge it. If it's not going to be
Yeah.
enough, then we would maybe have to say, well, we'll.
I was going
postpone.
to share it again, but I was going to put it in all the buy it, sell it, swap it pages.
That's all I did.
Yeah.
Just throw it through the
And I
whole
think
each
we could
side.
do that. And then probably after we've done the car show, we can do probably a press release to do with the car show, but also here's our next event. To just try and get a few more people interested. But yeah, I mean, we only had about 20 houses last time, didn't we?
I think it ended at 24.
Yeah.
So we're only a quarter of the way. And it's
Yeah.
not a month. I mean, I
Yeah.
did it in a month, so I
Yeah.
didn't give them a lot of time
Yeah.
to do it, and it was something different. So give it a little bit of time.
If it
Yeah,
doesn't work,
if the numbers aren't high, I would make it less of a big scale event and just
yeah,
do it
just
as the yard
just a
sale.
yard sale and
Yeah.
go from there.
So we
And
can
then
go-
look at, obviously, we haven't got anything booked for September because obviously the food festival is on the beginning of September, but we could potentially tag something in towards the end of September if we wanted to, either one of the quiz nights.
As I say, a quiz night.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so the
quiz night in
evening is,
September. Yeah.
so we could do something.
Yeah. Doesn't need to be. I think this is what I said to start off with. They don't have to be massive events, but as you said, I think in the first meeting, 2 really good events in the year,
Yeah.
and then just things to try and bring
Yeah, just
society,
bring things together.
different parts of society together at different times. So
So we'll keep plugging the yard sale for now and see where it goes, report back at the next meeting, which we'll
Yeah.
set the date for, and see what happens with that one, and then move on to next year's bigger events and start planning. So we move on then to items for discussion for the agenda. Next item requests, so
one thing that Councillor Stevens has asked if he would be able to help with the larger event of the Jubilee. I don't think he wants to come and do the whole events committee. He's on quite a few committees now, isn't
Yeah.
he? But he's very interested into that. So I didn't know if that needs to be agended or if you
I
can.
want to agenda that for next meeting.
Yeah, for the next meeting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there is a member of the public that has got some
I'd say there'd be quite a few
interest,
people who want to be
that
involved in
wanted
that.
to bring ideas but doesn't actually want to be part of the committee
That's
as
fine,
such, but they want to come.
discussions.
So I want to invite them to the next meeting, and then we can start throwing ideas around the table next meeting for the Jubilee,
Because that's going
definitely.
to be a big thing to organise.
Are we
So
going to
that we
start
can-
intimating the Christmas fair, or are we going to wait a month for that one?
I think we would probably wait to get the Jubilee underway
Yeah, and then
and
push
then
the Christmas.
plan for the Christmas, before Christmas.
Yeah.
I think it's more about the Christmas fair, it's about getting the road closed. isn't it?
Yeah, which is fine, we could, we
It's
know
not actually
the
happening to
process
get the road
now.
closed.
It's just we've got a budget for road closures.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure of what we're planning, so really Jubilee, we need to know what we're planning for that,
Yeah.
and we need to know what we want to do for the Christmas
So we
event,
can budget
so
for
we
it.
can budget for it for January, because if we don't budget, then we can't do
No
it.
chance.
So we need to be very clear of what we're intending.
Yeah, I mean, Rick did want the first round of budgeting by the end of August.
Well, we know.
ideas. So if you know you're going to be doing the road closure and stuff like that,
Yeah.
then you can pop those bits down.
670.85.
670, 85.
Is it how much it costs to shut the road?
Up to 5 days.
Are you certain about that?
Yeah, it was about £600 when
Because
I looked at it.
I rang the, concerning the Christmas fair, which I was trying to get done this year, and she said it gets waived for us.
Oh, does it?
That isn't, don't go on that, honestly, because when I spoke to Kent several times because I was adamant that I wanted this Christmas fair, but obviously it couldn't happen because of COVID. But she said that it's free to close the roads.
Oh,
Okay, so I'll...
Is that
So
the
that's
case
got to be looked into properly.
Was that the case for your parade normally?
Yeah.
Yes.
It just, the price gets waived. I don't know why, but they don't, because I don't think they're allowed to charge you to shut the road. I think that's what it,
oh, so they charge you and then they waiver it?
yeah,
So
it's
if
something that's
it's
not...
for, say,
but for-
utilities or that sort of thing.
Yeah,
then
that
they would
might be
charge
what
them.
it is, or if it's to do like the painting the buildings, things like
Yeah.
that. I think that's when they charge you, but this is an event that benefits society. They don't charge
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
So
not for
they said to me for the
profit,
Christmas fair it's free.
Okay.
That's what I said I'd
Oh,
do.
really?
So I'd seriously ring them up and go and talk to them about that.
Okay. So yeah, so definitely, I think that needs to be our main focus next month is the Jubilee
Jubilee,
celebrations.
big one, yeah.
And then planning for potentially the October event, which is on the agenda for Monday night's meeting to discuss around the pumpkin issue. So that we can clearly work out what if anything, we're going to do.
Yeah.
So I think that if we have the discussion on that on Monday night, and then if it is going to be an event that we're going to be organising, that needs to be agenda for August as well.
Yeah.
So is there anything else anybody wants on our next meeting?
Do we need a Royal British Legion parade update again, or is there anything
Yeah.
else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that will be enough.
Have we got September in there as well? The agenda next week.
No, we haven't, but
Yeah,
if
I've
we do
got
an
there
update.
September,
Yeah.
so, yeah, possibly quiz
Possibly
night,
Right.
September, yeah, big events, but yeah.
So if we just do a general update on upcoming events.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So with that then, if we move on to confirming the date of the next meeting. So what date have we planned for our yard sale?
Did we go for the 15th of the yard sale? Because
It was
the
a
middle of the-
Sunday.
Yeah, the middle of the month, wasn't
Yeah,
it? So I think the
15th, yeah.
15th was for the yard sale.
So we need to be before that, obviously.
Yeah.
Ours is on the 2nd, isn't it? The PR.
Cool.
4th.
Fourth is
For the
full,
PR.
Yeah.
ninth is full
Full
council.
council, yeah. So,
Are we going before full council or after full council?
we won't necessarily need to agree anything at full council, will we, for that meeting?
No, because the,
Because the Jubilee and everything is a long-term event, so
Yeah.
we don't need anything, particularly
No.
getting full council agreement, so we could go after full council,
Yeah.
depending on how your diary is.
Yeah, I mean, after full council, I've got a 3 week.
Right,
Yeah.
so should we
Well,
pencil?
no, at the moment.
Hang on a minute.
As to meetings, I have 3 weeks.
So should we pencil something in that week then?
Yeah.
Just so that we have an update on where we are for the yard sale. So which days suit everybody best?
just to inquire, if the event does take off for the yard sale, say in the next fortnight,
Mm-hmm.
that it comes 30, 40 houses, which is feasible
Yeah.
from the interest from the last one,
Mm-hmm.
and you were thinking about having food and whatever, that would all have to be sorted out, wouldn't it? So you can't leave that to the night. That's what I'm thinking, because if
Yeah.
you can't organise people that are dropping a hat with them,
I think
especially
we-
the food truck.
We could definitely go back to the people who went to the car show, and then we've got a few people who we contacted and weren't
They
available for
weren't
the car
available,
show.
but they are interested.
So we've got people on hand, but yes, we would have to contact and get them arranged prior to.
So what you want is, you want probably a fortnight before the event.
Yeah, we're going
Right,
to be
so-
away.
It's closed then, isn't
Very
it?
close.
Yeah, you've got 27th, 28th of July, you've got committee meetings on. And then you've got committee meeting Monday the 2nd and a committee meeting Wednesday the 4th of August. So they're what we're going to have obviously for council on the 9th.
Well, if we went on the 30th, which is the Friday, that then
Yeah.
gives us, what's the date today? It's the 7th, 8th, isn't it?
8.
That's then 3 weeks of advertising for the yard sale. By then,
Yeah.
you'll know if it's going to be a go
Yeah,
or
and then you've
not.
got at least 2 weeks
And then
until
you've
the
got
actual yard sale.
Just, you're
Yeah.
right slap down in the middle of where you know
Yeah.
if the event's working or not.
And then if you
hopefully
do
be
need
able to
anything
organise.
agreed at full council, you've got enough
It
time
can
to
go
do
through, can't it?
items,
Yeah.
and you possibly not.
That's what I suggest anyway, the 30th.
Yeah, we can.
30th.
So what you can do,
Yeah,
Ian?
on
30th, Friday the 30th. It's what makes the most sense. And then also you've got that proper debrief of how the event went from the 18th, and it's still fresh in our mind and everything else.
Same
what
time,
time?
6 o'clock.
Time.
We're happy with 6.
Or do you want?
Well, if it goes as quickly as this might do, yeah, because 7 o'clock. Now what happened to 7 o'clock, so
But does,
yeah.
I mean, it's up to you. I mean, we can bring it slightly forward. I'm not
Uh,
bothered.
No, I will work on Friday. Oh no, I'm not. I finish school, don't I? I can do whatever time you want to do. I can do daytimes, I
So,
can do
would it be
night
better
times.
to do it in the daytime then? So
Yeah,
you-
that-
The only thing you've got Dan.
Oh, yes.
Think of, yeah.
What time does he normally
She
finish?
finishes at work at 4:30,
So
so.
if we
Five
go to
o'clock.
5, should we go for 5
5
then?
o'clock.
Yeah.
5 o'clock.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Pleasure of being retired.
Pardon?
The pleasures of being retired.
I've missed out something.
Okay. So 30th of July at 5 p.m. then.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Super.
Right.
With that then, anything
I
else?
missed something off on, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe go back to green screen. Have you any idea or anywhere we can store all these passes? Because
Not at the minute.
we've got until the end of July to do it.
At the moment,
No.
there is nowhere.
The only bit is out the back of the offices, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the
Back
only.
of here,
Yeah.
a lot of money.
I know,
Mm.
but there is nowhere else at the moment. We've still got the rest of the play equipment that needs to go up. Once that's gone up, then maybe, might be, but that's currently in the chapels, which is maybe, maybe not, we don't know, do we?
Could you
Not
go in the
sure.
chat? Are they doing the review? Won't we doing the
We
review?
don't know yet.
No.
We don't know. We're waiting on confirmation of the listed building consent, and
Speak
then
to you about that.
right, okay.
Yeah.
And then once we've got that, then it'll be a matter of when they are available to come. So I don't know.
Little bowls.
No.
Would it be
I
worth
I think you will
asking,
by the end of July. I don't know.
would it be worth asking
It's
at the
also a
meeting
requirement, I
on
think.
Monday night if anybody knows of anywhere?
Sorry?
Yeah,
for
'cause-
storage? Would it be worth asking on Monday night before parish council meeting if anybody
Has got any storage?
has got any storage or
Garages or
knows of any?
anything like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
we can
knows of
ask.
any?
You know
Because
what
if
I
we
mean?
could do a temporary solution, then
Yes, it would
we
be.
should have
Can't-
somewhere available, but just not at the moment.
Can't we
somebody,
transfer
you
him
know-
into the chapel then, for instance,
Mm.
temporary? Can that be done?
I don't know, until the equipment's moved, no.
Right.
Yeah, because
And
that's
I
still
don't
in
know
there
when
at the
it's likely to, I don't know.
Because it's a big responsibility to put them at the back here.
Yeah.
And a big
Yeah.
We'll
responsibility.
put it, we'll ask on
Monday,
Monday night.
There might
right?
be somebody there that knows of storage or has
If I
storage.
forget, John, under events, can you just
Oh,
say?
definitely, I've known you
please?
longer, yes,
And then I will, if I forget, then.
of course I will. Yeah, what?
Right, okay, meeting closed then.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.